Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Waking Up America. If you can wake up, I didn't want to get up this morning, that's for sure, but I did anyways. I don't know why, but I did. I got up again at 4:30. Did not want to do that, but I did. So here we are, and I'm setting up for the show for tonight to give you guys a glimpse into what I will be going over tonight on the Conservative Viewpoint at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a lot of people that aren't in the same time zone as us, or as me, anyways. I'm not sure where everybody else is from. But if you come on board this morning, let me know where you're from. And that's why I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because you don't know where people are tuning in from. And if they're going to bed or just waking up, or they're getting ready to get off work or something, you never know. But that's what I'm here this morning. We had a hell of a show last night. If you didn't get to watch it, go to my Wimkin page, WIMKIN, at Country Conservative, and you can rewatch it, or Facebook under Charlie Brown. Well, let me show you here. Find it here. Under any of these, and I know it looks jumbled and everything, but my Rumble page, my Wimpkin page, my X Twitter page, all under Country Conservative. Just type it in. This pretty mug will come up. Or my one YouTube page is Country Conservative 1776. You can rewatch it, share it with other people. Let them get the truth out, because we got a lot going on with this new Kamala Harris and Walz, a disaster crew. The scandals that wrap these two already, and they haven't had one vote cast for him. Well, except that idiot governor. But look what he did. He let Minnesota burn to the ground, or that's where he's from. He's a coward. Quit the military after 21 years or something like that, so he wouldn't have to go to Iraq. Okay, he serves his service, but he should have re-upped and then cowered out after he's getting deployed. Should have did his year or whatever he has to do over there when you're deployed, instead of cowarding out like that. So this is a lot of the stuff that we'll be going over. I got so much going on. I've already got about 6 videos downloaded, I think it was. Let me go back here. Yep, 6 videos so far. And I'm only halfway through setting up this morning's show. So I'll continue that after we get off of here and finish setting it up, and so I can go back down and relax my leg and my knee and my back, all of it. It's just hell getting older. Daniel, good morning, man. How are you doing this morning? But had a hell of a show. We had a great discussion in chat. Everybody was getting engaged and everything. It was we really have a good time. You guys need to check it out. If you don't have Wimpkin, but you should, the WIMKIN, download the app, join us in chat. You'll have a great time, great discussions. Sometimes they get into other discussions other than what we talk about, and it's great. And I get involved in the chat with them as much as possible. And sometimes I don't catch things because there's so much going on, it goes up to so fast. But I try to catch as much as possible, because everybody that comes on, your voices, your voices mean something. They need to be heard, because the government doesn't listen to our voices, because the only thing they do is pay these weak fake news media to do their bidding and say what they want people to hear. And that's why people are finally getting fed up with the cable news networks, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, all the stupid ones that lie to you. And if you want the truth, and unbrainwash yourself, come here or come on to a real podcast that tells you the facts, that show you the facts. These people will just tell you stuff and make up videos and show you bits and pieces that meet their agenda. We show you exactly what comes out of these people's mouths live, so you can't say, oh, that was fake. Like KJP says, don't believe your lying eyes. Okay. When you say something like that, just makes you sound more stupid than what you already look like. And she's pretty damn dumb, and she's a bad liar. Jen Psaki, the old press secretary, was a great liar. She didn't have to fumble through a notebook to find her lie. She could think of a lie off the top of her head. So this is the kind of stuff that we need to get out to people so they'll finally wake up and see the truth. That all you have to do is look at Joe Biden. We told you this whole time that Joe Biden had something medically wrong with him. And no, we're conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. Now, look, why didn't you see him anymore? Exactly. Even the media is calling Harris out on not allowing interviews. Exactly, Daniel. You look at Kamala Harris, and we tell you how she's not even fit to run a lemonade stand. They're not letting her take interviews because she can't put a coherent sentence together. And it's not that she has anything medically wrong with her. She just can't. They have to tell her, just like Joe Biden, what to say, or she screws it up. Van Jones. Oh, yeah. And, that's pretty sad when these guys call her out, the lame news media. I got an itch again. Jeez. About she doesn't have a clue about anything. She's just been riding Joe Biden's coattail, which is a horrible thing to do because he's ruined this country, the economy, with the inflation and gas prices and everything, his foreign policies. He's been foreign policy failure his whole political career. And if you don't believe me, just go back and look. He's never had one good thing go through. He has lied since college when he plagiarized papers, and he kept plagiarizing, but when he became a congressman. So don't believe me, just check out his past and you'll see he's never driven a tractor trailer. His house didn't almost burn down. He has collected money from foreign governments and it's not illegal if you register under the Foreign Agent Registration Act, which he did not. Neither did Hunter Biden. They've committed crimes for years and have been getting away with it. And you guys said we didn't know what we were talking about. The paperwork is there. The proof is there. They've got it. But, of course, you have a Democrat-controlled Senate, nothing happens to anyone. So why do you think the Republicans aren't doing anything? Which I think they're lazy and need to grow a pair. But nothing happens because they are do nothing Republican Party right now, and something needs to change with that. And hopefully come November, things will change. If we do not, and when I called my yesterday's show, the apocalypse is coming if they get in, and it's not a lie. Look up the meaning of apocalypse. It's going to be a catastrophic failure in this country if the Democrats remain in power. This is why I called it the apocalypse is coming. And how we change it, November at the election polls. We get in there and we do our jobs. We do not let these Democrats control our elections. This is a free country, free elections and fair elections, which they do not want. And that's what we have to stop. This country cannot lose its values that have been for generations and what our Constitution stands for. This is not what we got. We can't let happen. No matter what. But let's get into some of these articles that I'm going to be going over tonight. I went over some of this last night after I got off the air, but since I don't sleep very much anyways, I sleep for like 3 hours a day because of the pain I'm in. And I've been doing this since 2008, since my injury to my knee, and it sucks. And so I tried to do it some last night, but I was so tired, I just said to heck with it. And I went up and laid in bed and try to wind down from the show because it was a heck of a show yesterday. You guys, if you missed it, please go back and check it out. I know it's an hour long and some of you guys don't have time to do it, but glimpse through it, and through the articles and stuff that we went through. I have a bunch of videos, like 14 videos or something like that. I had 16 videos, a lot of videos, which it shows you exactly what these people talk about and what all the articles that I went over. I do put a couple in there that's not dealing with just the election coming up, but that's the most important thing going on right now. It's the future of our children, our grandchildren, everything, and we have to save it because the amount of money these Democrats are spending right now, and I think it's going to get worse before January, before the transition of power comes. It's going to get worse because when they know they lose, it's going to go crazy. Trust me. And speaking of peaceful transfer of power, that's the first thing that's on my agenda for tonight. Biden not confident in peaceful transition. Should Trump win or lose? And I have a video on that shows him starting and saying, if Trump wins, they're not going to have a peaceful transfer of power. Now you can blame that on his dementia, Parkinson, whatever he's got. But then he says loses. But the point is, people always pretty much say what they mean right off the bat. So we'll take it however you want to take it. But this, and then you had Jamie Raskin's video I showed the other day. Him saying they're not going to go peacefully into the night. So they're telling you right in live TV, that they are corrupt and how they're going to steal this election. So I don't want to hear nothing about this conspiracy theory crap because they're telling you themselves. They're not even hiding it. And then we're going to get into Kamala Harris herself. Cultural influence on foreign policy. She has nothing as far as foreign. She has no policies whatsoever, let alone foreign policies. She's, like I said earlier, she's riding the coattail of Joe Biden's every policy, which are all failures. So what's that tell you? She's a failure. And it just continues. And we cannot continue what's going on right now. There also is a demand to look into Act Blue, a group that has been fundraising for Kamala Harris, giving her some money and stuff, into claims of corruption, of course. So I don't remember if I got anything on that or not as far as videos goes, but I do have an article on that we'll go over. Then we're going to look into Walsh again, because this man shouldn't have been governor. Let his state burn to the ground during the riots. And actually, and he calls Trump and Vance weird. You got to watch some of his past videos or now videos. Yeah, he acts a lot more weirder than they are. Yeah, you got to watch them. But Walsh makes some kind of lewd joke about J.D. Vance during a VP pick debate, sparks mixed reaction. I got a video on that, and a debunked lie that Walsh was mentioning, but and it's nasty. We can't forget Harris covered up and lied about Biden's mental state. Exactly, Daniel. She's a liar on top of that too. She covered for him this whole time, knowing fair well that he's got some kind of mental acuity problems, and my guess is she's been making a lot of the decisions that have been going on with help of the puppet masters, like Biden or Obama, Clinton, Pelosi. They're all liars. They probably take classes at the FBI of how to lie, and the CIA. They're trained to lie because in case they get captured or something, they have to be able to lie very well, pass lie detector tests and stuff like that. So they probably took the classes from them, and they've been doing it for so long. They're professional. They probably teach the classes. So, I mean, all politicians lie, and don't get me wrong, it's just not about Democrats. Because if Trump and his party or they screw up, oh, we're going to be on them too. Trust me. Doesn't mean if when you're one party that you have to agree with what they said. I was a Democrat for 36 years. And I didn't agree with everything, obviously, because I'm a gun carrying card NRA card member, lifetime member of the NRA, and I am a total conservative. But I was a Democrat for the whole time until I had to be woke up by Obama's racism and some personal stuff that I got to experience as a Democrat and got screwed over by them. So it takes that to wake you up. And my screwed over by them doesn't end until 5 years. And it's just something that happened with my injury, and which it doesn't make me happy. And that's why I stayed on for 2 more years as a Democrat. And I voted for Trump my last year's Democrat. And I wrote him in. Because the truth came out. And if you people want to question me about what I talk about, go ahead. Because I have personal experience, and I was a Democrat, voted Democrat my whole life. Up until then. And you can see the corruption in the Democrat Party. I see a little bit in certain Republicans, and we know it goes on everywhere. And that's what we need to change. We need to change D.C. We don't need to look like these third world countries like Venezuela and them stealing their election when Maduro did not win that election at all, by far. It had a hell of a lot less votes than his opponent. So that's got to change too. They need a rightful power in Venezuela. That place is a disaster. Next, we're going to get into the Minnesota National Guard disputes Walt's military biography. I went over to some of this yesterday, but I do have Megyn Kelly going over this and says what the military says. And it's pretty much what we've all probably heard already, but I do have a video on that and her talking about this. But this was the interview that they did and the paperwork they got from the National Guard. You got to tune in tonight to find out everything. I can't give everything away. Not now. Nobody will show up for tonight. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Now, we got Dan Bongino, a man that knows what he's talking about when it comes to things going on in D.C. and the White House. If you don't know who Dan Bongino is, he's got a Rumble podcast, a huge Rumble podcast. I wish I was even close to him. A third, maybe a 16th of what he is. But he is ex-Secret Service agent, ex-NYPD officer. He's run for government before. I mean, the man knows what he's talking about. And he warned Donald Trump about the top Secret Service officials. And I have a video of him explaining all that. But you have to tune in tonight to hear it. And the man still has friends, ex-friends, and, and gets some good information. So that's something you want to watch. And go to Dan Bongino and .com. He has his websites and everything. I don't have all that. I don't get paid for this. This is all free on me. I do this just to get the truth out to people. So don't take my motives being on here as making money, because I don't make no money. I don't have sponsors or anything like that. I do this all on my own. All right, next, what are we getting into? Trump is thrilled with Harris tapping very liberal Tim Walz as running mate, but it was a shocking pick, he says, which I agree, because this dude brings nothing to the table. Coward, lets the city burn down. Very, very a big socialist. He's miserable. You want to ruin a country? Well, that's the way to do it with these two. This is not some people. This is not a pair that you want running this country. Holy moly. I would be better off in that White House than them. Yeah, let's see. Trump says this Walz guy, I think I'm saying his name wrong. It's just WWALZ, so I'm calling him Walz. Called him to get help to dissuade protesters during the riots. The man would not call out the National Guard to quell the violence in his city. He just let it burn to the ground. So why do you want a man there that quits the army or whatever he was in, the National Guard, because he was scared of going to Iraq, which I did not go to war. I was not in the military. I was working. Vic's in the house. Hi, Vic. Good morning. Man, you up as early as me too. That girl never sleeps. Now she's another favorite I got, and that joins us every night on Wimpkin, and she's awesome. And she and I was up late talking, and hey, William, didn't see you there, man. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Last night, and she's a busy woman. Wow. Unbelievable. I couldn't be that busy as she is. But yeah, this man is not meant to be running anything. And I don't know anything less than a lemonade stand, because there's only one thing to do is pour lemonade in the cup and say, here, pay me. I don't think he could do that. He is a miserable lowlife, and I can't see him already. And I just starting to get to know him by watching these videos, and the videos scare me. So if I get into more, I'm really probably going to be in trouble. With the tampon thing, that's even worse yet. That's disgusting. You're contributing to mental illness. Yes, Daniel, he is definitely beyond weird. And when you're contributing to mental illness, because I'm sorry, and if you guys don't like it, that's fine. Don't watch my show. I have too many people commenting about how I do my shows, my night shows and everything. My night shows get more involved. I get more involved. I cuss. I call names. Okay. Because if the proof fits, you're an idiot. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. But I'm not one to mince words. I tell you how it is. It's the truth is the truth is the truth, no matter how you look at it. And if you don't have a half a brain, and I think I have a half of one at least left, I work for the state, so you don't need a brain for that. So this has got to stop. We cannot afford these people to run this country. It's just impossible. They are idiots, and it would be a tough job to do, and you need to be top of your game to do this. And Joe Biden definitely is not on the top of the game. She has never been on top of her game, and he's just a rundown idiot and a socialist. And he says it himself, and I showed a video last night about it. So he himself is telling you, don't vote for me because I will destroy this country. Proof is in the pudding, people. But we also got a thing that Trump takes lead over Harris with unexpected group in a deep blue state. I didn't read this article yet. Don't know anything about it. Morning, Tim. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate this. Like I said, it was late last night when I was starting to set this up. I just threw these articles up here, and I got like 14 right now. It may dwindle down to another one. I'll take off of here or something. But I packed the shows full at night, and we get into a lot of great discussions. Thanks, Daniel. See ya. A lot of people got to get to work. They tune in at night, and I appreciate these guys a lot. They tune in the mornings and help me. They help me through the show at night too, because we get a lot of discussions and things that I don't even think about. And I try to dictate a lot of my stuff this morning so I don't forget what I want to say at night, because there ain't no damn way I'm going to keep up with everything that I know I want to say this morning like I do with you guys. This is not dictated at all. This is just off the top of my head. But I have a teleprompter I use actually, And I even screw a teleprompter up once in a while because when I dictate into this, my little tablet here, this is my one for the teleprompter. Then I have another one I use for other stuff. I've got like 8 screens going at one time. But I dictate into this and I put it up there. So when you dictate into these things, if you don't research all this and look over it like 2 or 3 times, you miss stuff and it misspells stuff all the time. Well, that screws me up. So, and I know the teleprompters they have for Joe Biden and all them, they can type as he's talking and change stuff as they're talking. I wish I could afford that kind of stuff. Oh, hell no. That's expensive stuff. 9 p.m., William, Eastern Standard Time, depending on where you're from. I'm in Pennsylvania, so you're going to do whatever your numbers are. I'm not sure where you're from. I can't remember if you did tell me before. But, yeah, I'm on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for anyone that's not on my time zone. That's why I say that all the time, Eastern Standard Time, because we have people from England and Alaska and Texas, Virginia, and everybody at different time zones all over the United States, which I love. And I like people to come on and tell me where they're from, so that helps me figure out how I'm talking, to just like when they talk to people, they change. I don't change how I talk. I don't do a Southern accent. I can't do a black accent. I can't do all that crap. I'm me. This is it. This is what you get. No hair. This is me. So I can't talk any other way. Mississippi? Or is that MS is Mississippi, right? I think so. So, yeah. Please, William, if you can, join me. And the guys help me out a lot on Wimpkin to get the stuff out that I can't do. And I like to hear from them because their news people, being fake or whatever they are in their states, tell all different stuff. Sometimes they get information that we don't get, here, and we don't get a lot of information here. We get what the government tells the news media to put out. So this is why I'm doing this, to get the truth out to people. So that's about all I can say, but here we go. Let's see what else we got. Trump says Joe Biden will try to take back the nomination at the DNC after it was stolen by Kamala. And he says, I hear there's a big movement to bring back Crooked Joe. Well, I haven't read this article either. These last couple I have not read yet. Oh, okay. Thanks, William. I hope you do get to stop by. It's great. I know you've gotten a couple of times I saw you, but you get in late, and that's probably why. And I think there is a difference in time between here and there. So we'll find out if this is just speculation, because this wasn't only Trump saying this. I did hear this in a couple other articles. And Dan Bongino said that his exact words was Biden's pissed about this being stolen from him. Now, if something happens, I don't know. We'll find out. And I think the DNC is in here in a couple weeks, maybe 18th to the 22nd or something like that. But it's coming up. And if I can stomach it, I'm going to watch some of it and maybe go live with some of it. But Monday, everyone, as soon as I get a time, we will go live with the Trump Elon Musk interviews. It's supposed to be on Twitter, on Spaces. I just looked into Spaces, didn't know anything about it until I heard this article. They haven't put a time or anything out yet. I'll be watching for that, and I'll try to put a quick ad out to remind people that it's going to happen. I'm gonna stream that live so we can watch it together. So keep an eye out for that. All right, next we got Vance to Newsmax. Waltz is no moderate. Voters won't be fooled. Voters shouldn't be fooled. If they know his history and they see about burning down the city with the rioters and they still vote for him, they are idiots. And that's how I get into tonight. Don't like it, don't watch. Key Homeland Agency warns agents that Iran proxies may try to cross the border to attack the United States. Now, this could be a fear tactic that they're using because this is what happens every time election time rolls around. Democrats use fear tactics. But I wouldn't put it past them because they know our enemies see the weakness in the United States. And if you don't think enemies take and look for weaknesses before they attack, You're wrong. Criminals do the same thing. Trust me, I know. I've talked to a lot of criminals working in a prison. So don't. And that's. I had somebody said they don't believe me when I said that Walsh acts like certain inmates that were in the prison with me, and said, "Oh, I don't believe you." I don't care. Don't believe me. I know what I've seen and how they act in prison. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with Muslims telling me they would kill me if they were on the streets just to look at me because I'm a white man. So don't get it screwed up. The prison's not a safe place. Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm going to look. I don't have a video for this yet, but I've got Cori Bush went on a, what'd she say? All they did was radicalize me. What the heck? Now they need to be afraid. Are you kidding me? Back to the hood, girl. Period. Cori Bush goes on an unhinged rant filled with threats after losing her Democrat primary. They said there's a video out there. I will find the video because this woman is radicalized already. She's part of the squad, 2 members down. I think 6 more to go. We got to get them all out of there. Mr. Pull the fire alarm dude, he went out already. And that's awesome. These people are terrorist sympathizers. They need to go. We are being ate away at from the inside out of our government. And the last thing I will have, I think, if I don't get rid of some of these, is Georgia Election Board seeks new investigation into Fulton County's handling of 2020 election. Every day, something comes out about this election. We all know there was fraud in this election. But, of course, you get censored. And that's why I like Wimpkin, because they don't censor you. We're talking about the truth. You could talk about COVID. You could talk about elections, voters, everything. And here and Rumble, you don't get censored. And Twitter's pretty good at it. I haven't been in trouble before on there. Facebook, I've got an inmate number. How many times I've been in Facebook jail. YouTube, I've been suspended and everything from, because they are liberal idiots that censor you for the truth because they don't want the truth out there. And they've been caught too. And they need fine millions of dollars a day every time they censor somebody falsely. Because what we've talked about COVID is all coming out to be true. So this is the kind of stuff that we'll go over tonight. And I don't want to keep you guys if you got to head to work or if you got to take the kids somewhere or something like that. And I know it's still early. It's 6:30 and we all should be in bed and not have to get up so early. But we deal with real life. And I only get up because I'm in pain between my knee, my back, my shoulders. I've had my shoulders both replaced. I had this one replaced last year. It's hell getting old. Don't do stupid stuff. You won't get stupid injuries like I got. But I hope you guys enjoyed this morning. I hope you guys have a great morning. I hope you can join me tonight, 9 p.m. for the Conservative Viewpoint. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget that. Set your clocks, set your timers, whatever it takes to get you guys to join us. Like I said, join us in Wimpkin. We have a hell of a chat. But if not, I try to watch all the chats that I can. Right now, I can't answer chats on Twitter. I can see them, and I can tell you over the air what I have to say. Hey, Alfred, what's going on, man? Every single day, Islam attacks non-Muslims. Oh, there is people that act like Muslims that aren't Muslims. So it's not every Muslim. Thanks, William. I hope to see you tonight. There are real ones, but you have radicalized. You have your ones that want to kill, or they are taught to kill the white man just because they're white. That's what's got to stop, this racial nonsense. And that's what's going on. And we would look, they want to attack Israel because they're Jews. You people are screwed up. And this is stuff that needs stopped. And that's why the Biden administrations are pansies and keep telling Netanyahu to stop and accept what a terrorist says. Cowards like Biden don't belong in government. They do not belong protecting us because they're not protecting us. They're allowing criminals and terrorists to come into our country. Join me tonight so we can get into stuff like this. And guys like Alfred and William and Vic and everybody that's tuned in today, Daniel, we have so many more to come in there and get involved, get engaged, get their opinions out. And I try to get their opinions out on live too which StreamYard needs to let me post their stuff too, because in certain ones like YouTube, I can post their comments on the screen so people can see them, because your voices need put out there, because we are not adequately being, what do I want to say? Oh, hell, I always lose my train of thought, but not as far as that goes. My mind's not that shot out yet, but we're not being represented in our government. And this is what's got to change, guys, because we need our voices heard. And the only way you get it is if you go to ABC, NBC, and all those fake news media. But there ain't no damn way that anybody like that's going to let me on the air to speak my mind and let people know the truth. I would go against The View, those twits, and everybody right to their face. I would not let them get away with telling lies. I wouldn't, because I would be making them show me facts right there on the air, and wouldn't let them just say, oh, okay, and then go about their business. No, I would not do that. But I'm just me. I'm just nobody peon that does, that's just trying to get the truth out to people and help spread the word. We've got to get our country back. So until tonight, guys, please join me 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do stream to 6 different places: Facebook, 2 YouTube channels, X, Rumble, and Wimpkin. Join me in one of those. Look for my ads. I'll be putting out here in a little bit after I make them. And join me in chat. Let me know you're there. Let me know where you're from, and I will get your comments out there if you want them. Be it liberal or not, you're allowed to comment. Have a great day too, Tim. But if I can refute you honestly, I will do it. And you don't have to agree, but I will show you proof. At the time, if I can, while we're on the air. But if not, it's probably something I've already went over. So please join me tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Conservative Viewpoint. You guys have a great day. See ya.